Hi, I'm Jim Harmer, author of Improve Your Landscape Photography. Today I'm here with a quick tip on how to improve your compositions in your landscape photography. We're here in Naples, Florida at the Naples Fishing Pier. What I want to do in this scene is show you what to do when you can't find a good foreground element. Here, there's nothing. We don't have any big seashells on the beach, or a turtle coming up out of the water, or a bird posing for us, or a palm tree on the front of the beach. We have nothing in the foreground, really. We have water in the midground and the pier, and then in the background we have those clouds in the sky. So we have elements in the midground and background, but nothing to put in the foreground. And the reason we want something in the foreground is it makes the viewer of the photograph feel like they're there, because they can see the depth of what's close and what's far away, and it sucks them into the scene. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the water itself as our foreground element. Notice as the waves come up the beach and then they recede, we get a little bit of that sea foam kind of streaking back, and we'll use a long exposure of about 2 seconds so that we can get the streaks of that foam going back. And that's going to bring a little bit of interest in the foreground, and it's going to give us that depth, that proper exposure that we really need for landscape photography. So I'm already set up here with the 2-second exposure. Aperture is f/22 for maximum depth of field, and the lowest ISO that we have so that we can get a long shutter speed. The lowest ISO we have is 100, so we'll go ahead and use that, and we'll click the picture. And we get some real neat pictures. We'll wait for this big wave, take it, and we're set. We're back from the beach and we're ready to post-process the image we just took. You'll notice that the image we took at the beach was pretty bland. It didn't have a whole lot of color, even though we had a cool composition in the image. So we're going to try to fix that a little bit in Lightroom 3. If you don't own Lightroom, you own Photoshop. It's going to do the exact same thing using Adobe Camera Raw. It is important that you use RAW to shoot landscapes, especially if you're going to shoot this kind of landscape where you're relying on that intense, in-depth light information from the RAW file to be able to make edits in Photoshop and pull some of that hidden color out of the file. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So this is the final image that we want to get, and we're just going to use Lightroom 3 or Adobe Camera Raw to get it. The edits that we're going to make are really simple and will take about 30 seconds. So this is the final image, and we'll reset this to go back to the original image that we shot at the beach. That's what came out. It's too flat. You notice how everything kind of has a gray look to the overall image? So we're going to boost up our contrast, and on this one we're going to use it actually quite a bit. A lot of contrast, more than we would in most images. We'll take that to 100. We'll add a little bit of clarity just for sharpness, especially in those clouds. And here we'll use the vibrance setting, and we'll really go there to bring out some of that color that was in the scene but just wasn't really captured real well on the camera. And we'll just add just a touch of saturation. That's it. That's how we get to the final image that we need. You'll find that this kind of image works best when we're just before sunrise or just before sunset, and there is color in the scene, but it just hasn't quite peeked out yet, and a RAW file will carry that much detail so that you can go from practically nothing, the whitewash scene that we saw, into bringing out all that light information from the RAW file, and you get great results. So that's just one quick tip here from Naples, Florida on how to improve your compositions. For more, check out my ebook, Improve Your Landscape Photography, on pretty much any ebook store on the internet. It's on the Apple iPad, the iBook store, on the Kindle store. You can buy it on Kobo, Nook, any e-reader. Also, if you don't have an e-reader, but you'd still like to see the book, you can go to smashwords.com and just search Improve Your Landscape Photography. It'll pop right up. Buy the book for $5.99, and you can read a PDF version of the book on your computer. The book's just packed full of tips like this of ways to improve your composition, your lighting, and a lot of technical information too on how to get better photographs of landscape photography.